Hey everyone, so we got a couple really cool mines for you this week. The one's called the Hoodoo Mine. It's a pretty small mine. It's in a pretty isolated area. Not very many people have been to it. It's near Fruitville. And the second mine we're going to is called the Silver Dollar Mine. Now the Silver Dollar Mine is really neat. It's near Salmo. It's probably the only mine I've ever seen that was on completely horizontal. So it goes like this and it goes way back over a pretty big area. And it's got all these stalls that hold it up. It's pretty unusual. It's almost like a coal mine. I've never seen it here. Most places here, everything's folded and faulted, so deposits start like that, but as the mountains are growing, then they go like that, and then the veins are at an angle. But this one's completely flat. Very unusual for this area. After that, we're going to a place called Vector Village. Now, there was a big mining area near Salmo called Jersey City. It's all abandoned. There's nothing left there. But there was a whole bunch of mines in that area. At the bottom of it, there was a big concentrator at Vector Village, and all the machine, a lot of the really old machines are still there. There's all kinds of old machines. There's a huge pile of old artifacts, great big, huge old engine, and a steam boiler, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we got. The guy that bought the property, he's more than happy to see it donated to us as a museum. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff to show you. We'll kind of get into that a little bit. And then we're going to head up the hill from there and check out some of these mines closer to Jersey, up a tramway. There's a whole bunch of real cool stuff. In the weeks to come, we'll be getting there. There's a company that bought a whole bunch of these claims and stuff, and they're actively mining in there, so we had to get the permission to go in there. But they're just waiting to do a little bit of geological work in there to make it safe, and then they promised us that we could go in there with a geologist. So lots of cool stuff coming up. So this week we'll just show you those two mines, and we'll kind of give you a little sneak peek of Vector Village.
Running out and the using live day, streets infected and crawled in the slime. The neon nightmare is about to unwind.
Doesn't seem very steep. Yeah, this looks like a rat nest in here. Okay, so there's a crosscut level here.
Was there?
Doesn't go very far. There you go, that's not very steep.
No, it's not too bad. I'll head down there.
Nothing really there.
Some timbers, some nails.
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes in all the way here. There's some pockets that we mined out.
It's kind of odd how the rock is all stacked up there. I know there is another spot that looks like a caved in at it down below. I'll show you.
Oh, there's a rat. Surprise, surprise. Oh, it's just a small one. Probably have him for a snack.
It's lunchtime just about.
Oh, he just took off into that hole. Just goes in there a little ways and then that's it. A little bit of quartz in here or something they chased, I guess. Nothing too exciting.
No. The lost hoodoo mine. Oh, there's the rat.
See him?
Yeah.
Pretty small. Yeah.
Not make much of a snack.
No. Looks healthy though, he's fat.
You could live in this one. This reminds me of that little mine that Shuswap Bushman was living in, about this size.
Yeah, if you like rats.
It's kind of probably a typical kind of a little mountain family-run operation of a mine.
This almost joins up to that little rat hole. So it does actually crank. There's a little hole here,
Yeah, where does it go?
just to that rat.
Oh, where the rat is, yeah. Little shortcut. I don't know if there's ever any railway tracks in here. Doesn't look like there was, it's so curved. Probably just used a wheelbarrow in here to get all this material out of here. I don't know very many people that know where this mine was, but no big deal anyways. Not much here. There's a tram line going into here, but really small tram line, smallest one I've ever seen. Probably just use wheelbarrows in here because it's so twisty in here. Had a heck of a time, well, getting work carts up here and bending the rails. And that's the end of it there. Just another little mine. In the mountains, we see lots of these. You don't usually film them or publish it. But they're kind of cool. You know, for every big one, there's lots of these little guys around. Oh, we're checking out another little mine today called the Silver Dollar. And so there's at least 2 levels we can see from here. And there's an adit here where this creek is coming out of. So yeah, we're going to have a look and see what we can show you that might be interesting around here at the Silver Dollar mine. Yeah, we'll have a look and see if the rats are sleeping in here or what's going on. Oh, that's interesting. Look at the rock work in here. They had this, that's pretty old, real old bolting in there for that. Just stone brace. Yeah, it's not like the new bolting you see for sure. Oh, it's okay. There's some stalls. That looks really neat. There's see the vein is almost lateral there, and it goes to the lower levels, so it's easier. So they mine from here all the way to that lower part, and it goes up again too. Yeah, like you see, that's what they were looking for. See, look at the sulfides here. Maybe they kind of pinched out. It would have been gold and silver in here. That looks like silver right there, almost like a galena. It can be kind of complicated to hold up because you got such a big, vast area and pretty crumbly rock, sort of a serpentinite type. And look at that little pillar in there. Doesn't that look cool? So that's the material that they would have taken out of here, and they just left that pillar to hold that up. They kept that up there to hold it up a bit.
All these little upright logs.
Yeah, stalls they call them. Stall, yeah.
So this, right, let's go down to that.
Yeah, to the other one, yeah, for sure. And that looks like there's probably one above us too. It almost looks like a
Wow, it's like this could just we're like,
pretty narrow, eh?
we're in a sandwich.
Yeah. Well, since it's called the Silver Dollar, it's probably a silver mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the bluish material in here. That's really interesting looking. Yeah, that's definitely silver type of ore. Look how crumbly that is. I would think there's silver in there. Maybe some lead.
Yeah.
Real soft material there.
Pretty easy.
And then the host rock looks pretty hard. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's exactly what they would have mined out of here, this real. You got the sulfides in here with the gold, and that galena would have been silver and lead. It almost seems like they could have went further, but they didn't, eh?
It's almost warm in here.
Yeah.
Not like there's
I don't think I ever seen a mine that had such a narrow vein.
almost flat.
That's just horizontal. You know, lots of times you see a fold at a pretty steep angle, but not.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it goes in a long ways, eh? It looks like a barn almost or something.
It does. Basement of a barn.
You'd think you'd see more mines like that because, you know, as sediment builds up or gets buried, but usually it's at a pretty good angle, not flat like that. All right, there's more stalls in this mine than any mine I've ever seen. Actually, it looks pretty solid. Wow, that's really cool. Funny looking ore chute. I've never seen one that small.
Oh, there's a little scoped out area down there.
Well, there's a little bit of copper in here. Some copper, some quartz. A really nice looking ore in here. With that, there's a pillar again to hold the back up. Oh, there's some rocks that look like they fell off the back more recently, which isn't too much of a surprise because, oh, there's a nice chunk of, you can tell if it's quartz or carbonate. Oh, this is the same material here, I think. There you go, see, that's carbonite. It's soft, quartz is hard. It's carbonite, which is actually just kind of seashells, eh? Calcium carbonate. It's like a chalk, eh?
Quartz almost, but it's not near as hard.
Yeah, quartz is way harder. Yeah, it looks like quartz, but it's not. Calcium carbonate. Yeah, so he's been doing a little bit of geology in here. Taking some samples, I guess. Yeah. What a neat little mine. Really neat bands of material in here, though. Pretty colorful, eh? It is. Starting to form in there, yeah. We'll go up some of those raises, maybe I'll try to find one that's fairly high. This almost reminds you of a coal seam. Coal is a lot like this, you know, it's in layers just like that. You don't see that here in hard rock mines very often. Kind of neat seeing stuff you haven't seen before. I've never seen that many stalls in a mine. But you'd expect that here because it's, you know, you got such a big area. You're trying to hold up a very large area. So all these little sticks are trying to hold this up. And they've done a good job. I mean, I don't see much collapsed in here. It's pretty solid. You can see that. Here's the picture. You can kind of see how big it, how wide it actually is.
And how short?
Looks been time and work in here. Oh, that's pretty crumbly in here. Might have to go back and get our hip waders, but I don't know.
Or wet, or get wet.
That's pretty unstable. It's pretty, a lot of serpentinite in here. Let's see how far we can get in here. It doesn't look
Sure.
dirty.
Yeah, you can see how it's
Be careful not to touch anything though.
pretty,
That blue stain's nice, eh?
yeah. Coming out of that vein. Hey, that's all bolted up right here. Doesn't look too safe. Hey, look at this, Frank. All the stuff bolted up here.
Yeah. It's very old bolting too, eh? I don't know if there's any point to really going a long ways up there. There's more water than we got boots for, but
Yeah.
Probably not going to go very far, eh?
Probably not. I don't know. It's kind of stoked out there a bit.
Think it goes on?
No, I think it ends right there.
Yeah. I thought it might end there.
That ends right there.
There you go. Got wet for nothing. See the experienced miner. He lets the junior partner go ahead. Just a beautiful sandwich there. You always wonder what it looked like before they mined it. You think it looks this cool now. Imagine what it looked like when they first came in here. Beautiful sandwich. We just want to make sure you're not the bottom layer of the sandwich. It'd be like mayonnaise, just kind of squished out. This falls.
I can see Frank at the next level up, barely. This water is about knee deep. Oh, is this cool? Turn my light on a little brighter. Look at this. Blue water. There's a rock that's fallen. We made it. There's Frank.
Water there?
Yeah, it got deeper.
Yeah. It looked like that was going to happen. So here we go. We're flying over Vector Village. The guy that owned this, he bought it recently, and he was just logging it off, and he's trying to clean it up. What happened is the public had access to it, and they just used it as a garbage dump, and they just dumped all kinds of stuff, made a huge mess out of it. So now he's got to gate it off. So he had to get special permission to get in there, but he was really happy for us to take a bunch of this mining stuff and see it be restored and clean it up there and for a museum. So he was a really good guy to work with, Wade. Thanks to him, we're able to get quite a lot of stuff out of here. We got this big motor in the back of my truck. We got it sitting at home, and it actually turns over and everything. It's a Crosley, very old motor, 17 and a half horse. Turns at 500 RPM, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we'll show you a bunch of this stuff once we get it cleaned up and we learn a little bit more about it, and we'll explain all this stuff to you. So this was the very bottom. This is kind of where the shops were and stuff, and they had a big tailings pile there, and they processed material. Here's a pelter wheel. That's a water wheel. So we got a lot more of this stuff, and we'll show you in the weeks to come. Oh, isn't that cool? Look at that. I get a shot of this. Well, that's quite the motor, eh? Shit. It's like a freaking candy store here. There's a sawmill on a pallet here. There's this part here is where the set works are, where you can set how far you are from the carriage. There's the bunks. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, whole pile of bunks. Whole bunch of sawmill parts. Oh, amazing. Not that much different than the sawmill I had. Got her. Smooth landing.
Tick tock, cut to the chase. Time's running out, and they're using life